Hey, this is Steve from Steve's Locksmith Shop. I just want to show you this machine I have on my van. This is the Framon, it's called the Express. And so I bought this machine used on eBay, and it seemed to work fine, but it seemed like every 10th key I cut was a little bit off. And I discovered there was a lot of play in the shaft, and what it was is they just drilled into the aluminum housing and there was no bearing. I thought there was a bearing when you look at it. If you zoom in, let's see if I can zoom in here. See if I get some light on it. Oh well. Anyways, it looks like there's a bearing, but it's really just a wiper seal and it's just drilled into the aluminum. So what I ended up doing is I took this all apart, I drilled it out, and I put a bronze bushing in, and now this, if you can see, this machine's very tight now. And it cuts a perfect key. But meanwhile, while this wasn't working correctly, I pulled, turn real quick, out of the basement of my shop, an old Curtis I had to throw on my van, just so I had a machine that was working on this van, and I fixed it up. I put a new brush, brand new cutter on it, calibrated it, and this machine actually works perfect. I don't have a use for this machine anymore, and I'm going to be selling it on eBay. And so I'm just going to list this. I'm going to list it for $100. But if you know anybody that just needs a good little machine, fully calibrated and cuts a good key, if you zoom in here, you can see I put a brand new cutter on it, and that's an Ilko cutter I put on, and brand new brush. But anyways, neat little machine. If anybody's interested, I got it listed on eBay for $100. Just look up Curtis 2000 key machine. I think there's a couple of them listed, so should be easy to find. But anyways, I just want to show you guys this fix I did. The way I fixed it is I went to the local hardware store, bought a bronze bushing, and the inside diameter is 3/4, the outside diameter is 1 inch, and I just bought a regular 1 inch metal bit, and I put it in my drill press. I took this piece all apart, drilled it out, and then I pushed a bearing into it, and then I put a grub screw or set screw through the metal underneath so it holds the bearing in place. And it was a pretty easy thing to do. So if you guys have the same problem with this machine, that's a great fix. This is Steve from Steve's Locksmith Shop, signing off.